wow, what happened? My little darling, you know. So same way Lord also the feeling. He, Dwarka, it's okay, it's not that relishable, you know, because pure devotion is not there. So he wants to visit Vrindavan once a year, like once a year you take a leave, right? You want to visit your hometown, home, right? Uh, uh, right? Sweet, there is nothing like this. Some saying, I forgot, what do they say in English? Sweet home or home sweet home or like that, you know. So parents are there. This is mundane way I'm talking, okay? Actually, there is no here and relative. So same way, Jagannath also wants to go to his original home, Vrindavan, you know. So once a year. So how to go if he's so he has to act like a sick. So for 2 weeks he acts like a sick. Then Lakshmi trying to all her best to make him well. And finally, nobody is allowed to visit. Then if nobody is visitors, you see how we feel. Suppose we are in a hospital, right? Suppose visit comes Jenian. You feel right during visitors hours, right? Not every time. So same way Jagannath is not allowed anybody, and he cannot be separated with devotees. And then also he says to Lakshmi, Lakshmi, how long you want to lock me up here? I want some fresh air. I'm okay now. I'll quickly take a round. Balaram and Subhadra will accompany me. I will not run away from you. You have done so much service for me last 2 weeks. You made me drink so much tea, right? Herbal tea. I'm well now. I'm strong. But to take a walk, fresh air. So then, because now Balram and Subhadra will be there, so she says she has some faith in Krishna and Jagannath. Hopefully, he will not sneak out, Like that, she gives permission. So he goes. That's what the Rath Yatra is, you know. And then she waits for 5 days. And then when he does not see Jagannath, there is no clue where he is. There, then Lakshmi goes there with a broom or a stick, hitting servants of Jagannath left, right, like that, So and then she comes back and she gets assurance. The servants of Jagannath very soon will bring him back. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does that, He does an amazing thing. On the day before Rath Yatra, it's called Gundicha Mandir Marjan, cleansing the Gundicha, the place where Jagannath is going to stay for 1 week. Gundicha. So in our heart, he says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why this Chetodarpana Marjan, Shikshashtakam comes there. The entire Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshashtakam that we are talking is basically cleansing our heart. Gundicha Mandir, cleansing Gundicha. First big things, stones, then fire, then rubbing. See, so many things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so much water he brought from, from lakes, cleansing. So same way, this Sikshashtakam, the 8 slokas, very powerful. This the essence of every Vedic thing, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavat, everything, all the Vedas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that. Very amazing, And our acharyas have written so much comment to bring out treasures in that 8 shlokas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself composed it. Bah, what to speak of anything. So we'll go through that. And then 20th June is Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra. So then after 28th, again he comes back. Now there are so many amazing things in Jagannath. The flag on the Jagannath temple, it moving opposite to the wind direction. If the wind direction is like this, wind is blowing like this, usually the flag will be like this, aligning with the wind direction, right? Jagannath Puri opposite. Wow, what an amazing thing it is. I've seen it. When you see it, you can explain. Wow, what is how is it possible? Oh. Now, not only there, the remnants of Jagannath's flag. Okay, after every day they change the flag, and that flag you can take it and put somewhere. Same thing. Wind blows, it goes on the opposite direction. Amazing. So you can see the power of flag. I was amazed. I saw a month ago like that, in Anuruddha Prabhu's place. So then Jayan Ekadasi, wow. Then 30th June, Chaturmasya begins. Actually, 3rd July, Guru Purnima. For us, Chaturmasya begins from 3rd July. Like that, goes on. So time goes by. Then Kartik comes and then comes. Anyway, a long time. Now, so on the Apara Ekadasi, Hare Krishna. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है नहीं चेक दे देंगे भाई हम क्लास में है दामोदर को बोल दामोदर को फोन करके है बोल देना हम क्लास में है कंप्यूटर पे अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है So I'm sorry, this please forgive me. Sometimes this interruption, what to do? Apara Ekadasi. So Yudhishthira Maharaj asking Krishna, this Jeshta, Krishna Paksha, this month of Jeshta, Krishna Paksha. Now gradually the moon is diminishing. What is the name of Ekadasi? What is the greatness? So Sri Krishna is telling, oh Yudhishthira, he always asks questions for the welfare of others. This is amazing Ekadasi. Oh, punya, it can operate good fortune, and then it can destroy all sins, and it can also give you sun. That's why they are apara. One who follows this, that person becomes great, famous in this world. Brahmatya, Gohatya, Brunatyakari, Paraninda, Parastrigami. Then imagine, see, so much sin. What kind of sin? Killing Brahmanas, killing cows, killing babies, unborn babies, criticizing others. And then we are always parastrigami, we have illicit activities and all that. So how one can be free from all these sins? Maybe this life, previous life, So how to become free? This is one side, okay? On the other side, this is negative side. And even on the so-called positive, nothing like positive side. We have so many parents, is it not? Previous life, how many parents? In dog life, cat life, human life, so many parents, tree life, and whatever. And we have indebted, our mothers did so much service to us. We are indebted. How to pay back? Suppose, no, I will send a check. My grandparent address, we don't know. Right? Send your dollar or rupees or Chinese yuan, whatever currency you think it will go. These currencies are limited to that country alone. It cannot go across the border. Okay. So, but bhakti, if we get the currency of bhakti, it can cross all the borders. Okay, it can cross even Swarga, go Vaikunthas, and then go Lokunda. Nobody can stop. This bhakti is that kind of currency, currency, and it's a permanent currency, eternal currency. How long this paper money lasts? You put fire to this paper money, what happens? They will cry, "Oh, ash." Can you burn bhakti currency? No way. Fire cannot do anything. Water cannot, wet it. Wind cannot blow it. See, see the wealth. What is real wealth? So, and we have indebted. How to pay? How many parents? How many grandparents? How many great grandparents? You think we can ever repay them? If you born from a mother's womb, we become indebted to for 7 mothers, it says. We had billions of mothers. Those 7. The air we breathe in, we have indebted. Water you understand? Our debt is increasing. Trillion dollar. It's increasing, ever increasing. And how to pay back? How to pay back? Impossible. The process of paying itself makes us more debt. You understand? The process of paying back itself more debt. That's why bhakti, Ekadasi, to follow Ekadasi, we become free from the debt from everybody. Because it bestows devotion to the Lord. And when we surrender to the Lord, when we do devotion to the Lord, it gradually diminishes our debt. That's why, see, when you do Ekadasi, when you chant, you become happy. Why? When somebody has too many debts, in his sleep is so many debts. When they will come knock on the door, hey, when are you going to pay me back? Bank, EMI payment, they're all knocking on the door. Time, hey, otherwise fine, otherwise, this and that, so many threats and so many pressures. Our taken away by paying debt, and then insurance. This video, I was amazed to see one doctor talking. When you buy a health insurance, you are making sure that you are going to become sick one day, so sick that there is no way you pay back. You'll pay back yourself. This is what it means. When you buy a health insurance. But when you do Ekadasi, is there any better health insurance than Ekadasi? Nothing about it. There is nothing. Okay. And no premium. So our debt is increased. So that's why we are unhappy. Because, well, directly or indirectly, unconsciously or consciously, unconscious also. I'm becoming indebted, so much debt. Now, how do you pay? Borrow more, then more debt. See, it's like a negative chain. You can never come out of it. Understand what I'm saying? That's why bhakti, when you come to bhakti, Lord, first thing he does is writes off. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. This fire of burning, right? Is what? Depth. Right. Krishna's name, vanquish fire. Then we feel Sarvatma Stapanam Param Vijayate. Makes you very, very happy because become relieved. Wow, that depth. Millions of lifetime. Cooling, refresh. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we'll come back to that. So, pays back all our debts. Yes, we see we have taken millions of life, borrowing. Just do one Ekadasi, paid off. Can you believe that? Is it possible? See, so powerful Ekadasi. Okay, don't underestimate. I beg you, all of you, become serious. Okay. Ekadasi, only way, one and only way. And Ekadasi and Nam Japa, they are not different. They have to go together. One cannot be, other. Both has to go. like a head and tail. Huh? Fine. So it relieves, gives confidence, gives you positive energy, flows. That's why it goes. Otherwise, nowadays it's all anti-clockwise. Because it makes you go on. Counteracts all negative things. So, Ekasi Devi ki jai. So, then telling lies. See, in one's life, normally, how many lies we will tell? In the workplace or anywhere, in school, colleges, right? We so many become part of the game, become normal. Telling lies like a normal thing. Nothing. See? Then sometimes balancing, cheating. See, go one time in India, he had a gas tank, say 20 liters, something like, completely empty. It was happened to judge. And then the person at the gas station, he's charging for 20 bucks. Wait a minute, his capacity is 20 liters and he's charging 24, showing the meter, 24 liters. Of course, the ordinary person would not know, they cannot do anything. But this time the judge, he smashed it, closed down or something like that. What I'm saying is, it's become careless, it goes on as if nothing happened. Less. So many ways of, they say program, okay, program to cheat, like that. Anyway, and then denying the greatness of Vedas. And then in Jyotish Shastra, oh yes, this way, that way, this way, that way, And then the doctor's treatment. Even though they know, they don't know what is going on. Still, you'll be all right, take this medicine. They themselves not clear. They are not telling the truth. Sir, see, I cannot diagnose properly. See, I'm telling, I sent one video to few of them. I was amazed. The third cause of death in United States of America is what? Not cancer or heart attack, diabetes. It is the complication caused by the MDs, doctors. This is put out by NIH. Third cause of these 15,000 people every month because of the negligence or wrong combination of drugs or wrong combination of surgery, whatever. Leaving something inside the body, forgetting knife inside the body. Okay, I'm not joking. These are all reality. So, amazing. So you're lucky if you get a doctor who does Ekadasi. If he does, he will not do these things. Okay. You have to pray for a doctor, So don't get it wrong. The thing is, this is a unending thing. It may be is bad karma or like that. What I'm saying is, if you follow Ekadasi, Ekadasi Devi protects you from all these, mistreatment or whatever you want. Or it does, she makes it such a way you don't go to that treatment at all. I'll tell you, she is amazing, amazing. So Lord Krishna is telling, see, Ekadasi Devi will protect you from all these. Otherwise, you have to seek the help for who knows how long. So any of these people, if they do this, they become free from all these things. Suppose there is a Kshatriya, meaning warrior, right? He's supposed to fight and then protect. Suppose he goes to the war and then runs away. It's a sin, okay? Even he has to suffer. So if he does Ekasi, he'll be released from this. So, and there are so many, by the stars and the planets, like that, and the places. Kedar, Badri Yatra, Gaya, Kurukshetra, at the time of solar eclipse. So, all those things you don't have to do if you do this Ekadasi. That's why it's called apara, meaning beyond calculation, beyond, the spiritual realm, beyond para, this word, that one that takes you to the spiritual world, following this. So, and it's like, see, all our life, not only this, many lifetimes, we are collecting so much sin, like Mount Everest or like that, even more, 1,000 times bigger than mountain. So this Ekadasi, suppose even if you have a mountain of wood, suppose you put a fire, what happens? Whole mountain of wood gets burnt to ashes, like that. Like that, this Ekadasi destroys all these sin. It's like an elephant, compared to elephant, Papa Rupa Ati Simhaswarup. See, the elephant is there. What happens if the lion comes there? Elephant runs away. Same way, this so-called sin so much. This Ekadasi is like that, in the form of lion. And the sins are like in the form of elephant. So any living entity, after getting born, if it does not follow this Ekadasi, then it becomes useless, like in water, some air bubbles, like that. So on the day of Ekadasi, Apara Ekadasi, fasting and then worshipping Vishnu, become free from all sin, then you enter Vishnu Loka. Then by hearing the pastime of this Ekadasi, you get the fruit of donating thousands of cows. Imagine, just by hearing this, just by hearing Apara Ekadasi, the name itself, so much, so powerful. What to speak of properly executing. So that's why if you want to do any favor or to anybody, parents, grandparents, or whatever. They've gone. So you have to do this, recommended, not compulsory. Do this. No matter how much you glorify, seems like very little. It's like other day we were looking at glorifying the Lord. When we are taking darshan of Him, right? A day will come, happen. And you have heard all your life so many, oh, God is like this, you compare like this, lotus, moon, then you see. Worthless. I thought I was glorifying you, but actually it was offensive. I committed offense by glorifying this way. But because you are not done. After having darshan of you by your mercy, I realize there is nothing in this world can compare to you. Who is comparing you yourself? You cannot compare anything else. They're all other things are all substance. How it can be? Set of all sets. How we can compare with any one set? Feel helpless, hopeless. Oh Lord, that's why it's a incomparable, one and only. Achintya, beyond thinking. Like that, we get the feeling. So same way Ekadasi, try to glorify this, that. Cannot comprehend because Krishna himself, Radharani himself. So they come in the form of Ekadasi to bestow unlimited mercy on living entities by a little bit of sacrifice. What sacrifice? It doesn't need anything. To follow Ekadasi, you don't need any money. You don't need priest. You don't need to buy so many things, this and that. Actually, you don't need anything. You actually might save it. But the power. So that's why the mercy. So we pray Apara Ekadasi to bestow our blessings on all of us so that we become serious following this. And Jai Ekadasi Devi ki Jai, Apara Ekadasi Titi ki Jai, Titi Palankari Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Tarai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Gaura. So, the 7 qualities of Sankirtan. See, Japa Kirtan, what is the difference? It says, when a mantra is recited, only within the mind is called Japa. At that time, the chanter attains the perfection of the goal upon which he has fixed his mind. But Kirtan, which is executed with vibration of the lips, yields a greater result than Japa. chanting is done, audible movement of the lips, it is called kirtan. Kirtan is superior to japa. To japa within the mind. Because one derives great benefit by hearing the sound vibration. Simultaneously, others who hear such kirtan also derive benefit. Thus, there is benefit both for the chanter and for the hearers. So that's why kirtan is better. The word sankirtan. Now, what is kirtan and then sankirtan, right? Sarvato bhavena kirtan. Sarvato bhavena kirtan means complete kirtan. In other words, kirtana that is performed in full knowledge of sambandha jnana and free from all anarthas and aparadhas. This refers to that kirtan, sankirtan. So, the performance of kirtan requires no assistance from any other anga of sadhana. Partial kirtan of the holy name of Sri Krishna is not called sankirtan. When there is partial or imperfect chanting of the holy names of Sri Krishna, the jiva does not attain the full effect. As a result, many people fall into doubt about the potency of the holy name. Therefore, let there be all victory for the perfect and complete chanting of the holy name of Sri Krishna. See? Actually, if you chant properly done, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. That's why it's called. There cannot be, 5 minutes and then 1 minute there, 2 minutes, like that. So, by discussing material topics, one obtains fragmentary material happiness. In the transcendental realm, Krishna is the only of attainment. Possibility of there being any material objects there. Therefore, by chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna, one obtains all kinds of perfections which are transcendental to material nature. Out of the various types of perfection, 7 in particular are certainly obtained by Sri Krishna. 7 types of perfection they are described here. What is that? Cheto Darpanam Madhana. Cleanses the mirror of the heart. Mirror of the heart. So, you may ask a question. People do total surgery, right? Heart. I'm saying, do they see any mirror there? It's not that kind of mirror we are talking. Subtle, sukshma mirror. Cheta, chitta, conscious, margin. So, that kind of surgery will not do anything. But there is another kind of surgery where there will not be any blood flowing and all that. So what is that? The chanting itself is a surgery. To chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So, see, in physics system theory, suppose there is a system, black box. There is something called output, something called input. And there is a feedback from output to the inside, input. Something like that. So when they analyze the system for stability, they see feedback, becomes more stable like that certain thing. So same way, we say output, right? The name is coming out from our mouth. Then we take that back into our ear, hearing. It's like feeding. Understand? We loudly say and then we hear it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we are hearing that. So if we only that hearing and nothing else, we are not hearing anything else falling into the other extraneous sound, this, that, and all that. Only our what we are saying going in. The system becomes locked up. Locked up. Especially when you sleep, you do this 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and happen to like that. All night you are chanting, and the effect is your depth goes down, practically becomes zero. That's what you are talking, depth, right? And confidence uses up. Bad consciousness, false. I can do this. I'm not that. A positive confidence comes. Hey, problem comes, I can face it. Otherwise, thought of committing suicide will come in. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should commit suicide. Too much, I cannot do. Too much pressure. If you do, see, there is no way that person can, suicide. Actually, see, there are so many suicide in this world. There are so many solutions. Which solution is working? Practically none. But if you make them convince, do Ekadasi, and you will see their confidence increases. And they say, no, it will never come. Because the load disappears, tension and all that. So, by this chanting, we understand servant of Lord Krishna. Because the truth, we are situated in the truth, real truth, eternal truth. I'm the servant of the Lord. How long as we are thinking, no, I'm the Lord, which is not eternal. You understand? So we will be punished. We are climbing that which we are not. What happens? We'll be punished. Punished by who? Three kinds of tritapa. Our own body and mind hates us. Hey, you want to We are disgraceful. You see, within us something unhappiness. That's why we feel unhappy. Not happy within us. Then so so many by just chanting that, and then accompanied by Ekadasi, So so amazing. Extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence. So these three measuring, sufferings, innumerable sufferings, our own body and mind. See, our body, don't get me wrong. Someone was saying, factory of diseases. have you heard? There will be factory making so many things, right? Batteries, memory chips, computer, whatever. Now, what about our body? Our body is also a factory. You know what it manufactures? Diseases. So how we can be attracted to another body of diseases, another factory of diseases? We ourselves are a factory disease. How we get benefited by another, marriage or anything, any relation. So that's why it has to be spiritualized. This body is a factory of diseases, factory of this. So we have to reduce it, these diseases. How? Doing ecology. So automatic. So this as a blazing fire thoroughly destroys all the trees and animals of the forest. The forest fire of material existence in the shape of repeated birth and death constantly burn the living entities who are ours to Sri Krishna. The birth and death. When we are born, we are also dying. When you're born, you're also dying. So how do we understand? Wait a minute, what he is talking? Now, anywhere in this world, any time, sun is rising, sun is setting, is it not? Can you deny this? Some place sun rising, exactly same time sun is setting in some place. Doing both. So that the birth itself or death has started. And in the death again birth will start. We are already making preparation for the birth, next body. So like I was always tell, mercy of the Lord of what? Forgetfulness. Suppose if you remember all your past life, you think you hear what? So Lord makes you forget.1 year ago, same day, same time. Do you remember? 1 month ago, 1 week ago, yesterday, very different. Oh, we say, oh, forget. Suppose on the other, suppose you remember all the thing that happened every like second by second for 1 year. You think we can survive? We become so much tensed up. That, this, that. Go crazy. That's why forgetfulness is also greatest mercy of the Lord. That's why whatever Lord does, that's the best. So that's why the how to say it? Or the when the pure consciousness of Jiva, right, which is possessed of pure ego, arises. Pure ego. Now we are filled with this body consciousness. Okay, when this goes away, then what happens? That's why these things, Chetodarpana, cleansing of the mirror, is so much contamination we do not see. When it is removed, when it is dirt, then we can see these 5 truths. What is that? Supreme Lord, Ishvara. The living entities, you see Jivas, Supreme Lord and also Jivas. Material nature, Prakriti, Kala, time also you see. And fruitive activities, karma. So when the mirror of the heart is completely cleansed and purified, vision of one's own Swarup consequently is constitutional occupation. Swadharma is made possible. Swa, Rupa and Swadharma, the form of self form. And then one's constitutional activity, occupation. Constitutional occupation, Swadharma is made possible. You can visualize. So the Swadharma, the real, the purified occupation is constitutional occupation. Constitutional occupation. Okay? Is what? Bhagavas Dasya. In other words, engage in the service of Bhagavan. Is our constitutional occupation. But in the material world also we are engaged in the Dasya, servant. We're all servants of, say, some company, some manager, this, that. Everywhere we are servant. So, but when that purified, then we can see that, no, I'm Lord's servant. You can see the Lord, all the jivas, Prakriti, which bound me up. Time factor. Time is also amazing. The influence of the Lord. Here, everything is destroyed. It be Shreya Kairo Chandrika. It spreads the highest benediction. Spreads the highest benediction. So, like chanting of the Krishna fuses the radiance of supreme auspiciousness. Supreme auspiciousness. Confidence will come. Fear will go away. He will not cause fear to others. If we make others fearful, we become fearful. Not simple as that. Nobody else is making us fearful. Okay, our own act of making others fearful is what making us our fearfulness. So if we are fearful of something, we are the cause, nobody else. You understand that? Huh? So good fortune. Now, how to obtain the highest benediction of good fortune is not by separate desires. Karma jnana already. So Sankirtan, Lord Krishna, promote the highest welfare of the jivas. So now Vidya Vadhu Jivan, the life of all transcendental. The Lord's name is life of all transcendental. Compared like a wife, the knowledge. So there's two kinds of knowledge. Laukiki knowledge, material knowledge and paravidya, transcendental knowledge. Indirectly, Sankirtan, Krishna Sankirtan is the life of mundane knowledge, material knowledge, and also primarily the life of Paravidya, Aprakrit Vidya. So this Sri Krishna Sankirtan does two things. Jiva is liberated from the false ego arising from mundane knowledge. See, what this mundane knowledge will give? Enjoy. I am center of the universe. Like that. Then what happens? No, Krishna is the center of the universe. See? Because sambandha, when this para, transcendent brings in the relationship, then understand. Oh no, I'm not the center. Krishna is the center. So that's why the Sri Krishna Sankirtan increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. In this world, ocean of suffering. So we are increasing the suffering, ocean of suffering. Like I was telling, our body gets old, diseases also tenfold increasing. Okay. Our factory, our body is a factory producing more diseases. As we grow older and older, more diseases, right? So holy name, chanting of holy name, what? Increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, increases more, quite opposite. So, and then Pratipada Purnam enables one to taste nectar at every step. In this material, at every step, more suffering. So there, nectar, every enables. So one releases the complete and uninterrupted bliss of rasa at every moment. See, not making it up or anything, you know. Even a little bit of experience by chanting, completely, perfectly chant, how it will be. Even a semblance of chanting. What we are doing is a semblance. You understand what I'm saying? Not complete, not pure, 100%. 0.001% maybe. Yeah. But still so much benefit and all. So you can imagine if you do 100%. So then we understand how Rupa Goswami is explaining, oh Lord, chanting your name makes me desire millions of tongues, millions of years. So much sweetness, so much. You know, literally praise like. So because he's pure chanting and desire, you know, I wish I had unlimited years, unlimited tongues to recite. So like that. Then enables one to stay next at every step. There's the body, mind, and Atma. See, we are not talking just the Atma. When Atma is based, it includes mind and the body. Every transcendental object, aprakrita, becomes softened by chanting of the holy name of Sri Krishna. Becomes softened. You can see our heart like a stone. No sensitivity. Like our nature is exploding, you know. You don't know when it's exploding, see. But when we keep chanting and chanting, we become more tolerant, you know, ups and, you know, you don't get like you become very soft, gentle. Huh? So, in the material realm, the body, mind, and soul are not only purified by Sri Krishna Sankirtan, but are undoubtedly softened as well. Not only purified, becomes softened, very soft, very gentle, Komal. Or like stone now becomes soft. The living entity who is engrossed in bodily designation becomes covered with the dirt of the gross and subtle body. By the power of the holy name, all these combination, contamination, by chanting, contamination goes away. When attachment towards mundane existence is vanquished, the Krishna Unmukata, Unmuka Jiva attains the cooling and soothing service of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. You know, the attachments towards mundane existence is finished. That's why Prahlad Maharaj praying, Lord, Lord, let my mind be not attached to anything of this world, completely attached to Nam Rupa Guna Seva. Attachment to this world, mundane things, you know, is all useless, you know. The soul has no relationship with anything in this world. Right? We should have attachment to whom the soul has some relationship. In this world, there is no relationship of anything with Atma. Then if you get attached to that, then is there any benefit? No benefit. If there is no benefit, you think it will be neutral? No, it is negative. Negative. It is harmful. Harmful what? Happy. Heart becomes like a rock. We are not softened, harder and harder. We are hard on ourselves and hard on others. See, we make not only our life miserable, we make others' lives also miserable. We contribute to the miserability of this world. Entropy increases. Is opposite. So the chanting is, the cooling and soothing. We get the service of Sri Krishna. Jiva Goswami in Bhakti Sandarbha and Kama Sandarbha, he says, अतएव यद्यापि अन्य भक्ति कलौ कर्तव्य तदा कीर्तनाख्य भक्ति संयोगेनैव. This means that although in Kali Yuga it is necessary to perform the angas of bhakti, Shravana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakhya, Atmaniveda. They must be performed in connection with the chanting of the holy name, Kirtana. By this method, bhakti is fully accomplished. See, Navavida Bhakti, 9 limbs of bhakti, right? Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Padasevana, Atmanivedana. Sakijana, Atmanivedana, Govinda Das. So, the 9 process, right? Like Shravana, meaning hearing, Smaran, remembrance, worship, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. Archana, Vandana, Dasya, being friend, servitude, Sakya, like friend. Atmanivena, completely. But bhakti is completely only 8. Associated with chanting of Kirtana. Shravana, hearing. Kirtan and we are hearing. Kirtan, we are, right? Remembering. Kirtan, remembering. Pada Sevana, Kirtan. Archana, chanting, Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare, So, that's why Kirtan must be associated with all these 8. Of course, when you are doing Kirtan, there is no point in, right? Kirtan is Kirtan. So that's why these 8 other limbs of bhakti. You have to have a Kirtan associated with that. By Kirtan, all these things are accomplished. So, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what he does is, by chanting the whole Govinda. See the sloka, Gokoti Dhanam Grahane Kadasya. Gokoti Dhanam Grahane Kadasya. Meru Parvata Suvarna Dhana. millions of cows giving charity. Or if you do charity, go Meru Parvataswa, like Himalaya, right? Mount Everest. Millions of times bigger than Mount Everest. Gold, give that. Can you imagine? Even one we cannot do. Imagine. Mount Everest, 100 times, 1,000 times like that bigger. Kirtan, it is not equivalent, not even 1/10 of one name of Lord. So the name of the Lord. That's why, like, all this becomes incomparable. Okay, when we approach the holy name, when we realize, when we see the holy name, when we take the darshan of the holy name, hopelessly helpless. Oh Lord, of all these time glorifying, only have committed offenses, innumerable offenses. That feeling comes up. Because when we stand in front of Him, so purified, so same time so kind, so merciful. And what to say anything. So Sarvatma Sapanam. See, Harinama, Sri Harinama is worshipable particularly for liberated persons. Simply by a shadow of pure chanting, Nama Bhasa, all misery and distress are dissipated. Jaya Namadeya Muni Vrundageya Jana Ranjana Paramakshara Krute Swam Anadharadapi Manag Udiratam Nikila Gro Tapa Patalem Vilumpasi. Oh Namadeya, oh Krishna. Nama Deya, Nama, one who possesses a name. Oh, appearing in the form of the name. Oh Krishna. Krishna himself appearing in the form of the name. Okay. Oh name. Great sages such as Narada and others constantly chant your glories. For the delight of all humanity, you have appeared in the form of transcendental syllables. Although you are directly the Supreme Brahman, Sri Krishna himself, you appear in the form of syllables for the benefit of people in general. It appears in the form of syllables. Even if one chants the name of the Lord indifferently, Avahelana, or in other words, with the 4 kinds of Namavasa, Sanketya, to indicate something else, Pariyasa, jokingly, Soba, for musical entertainment, and Hela, neglectfully. The holy name is competent to destroy the most grievous sins and thus nullify all severe material afflictions. Therefore, O Nama, may there be all victory unto you. So it is therefore Chaitanya Bhagavat. Says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. प्रभु कहे कहिलन ये महामंत्र Ye japagiya sabe kariya nirbandha. Ye aite sarva siddhi. Aive sabara sarvakshana. Bolo ite vidhi. Prabhu, he said, I have spoken this Maha Mantra. Now all of you return home and perform japa and kirtan of the holy name with great love and faith, keeping track of the number of rounds you chant. By this practice, all types of perfection will arise. Always chant the holy name, for there are no rules and regulations regarding its performance. At every moment of this Maha Mantra. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's one shloka says, you have to eat your supper or food by giving up 100 your activities. If you have so many activities, give up 100 activities and do prasada, right? Bhojan. By giving up 1,000 activities, you should take bath. By giving up 1 lakh and 100,000 activities, you should do dana, charity. And then 40, if you have even 10 million activities, you should give up all that and chant, it says. In other words, you have to give up everything and chant. What is this? That means chanting is also taking food. Chanting actually is the food for the soul. You don't have to eat separately. Chanting itself accompanies it. Snana, taking bath, right? Actually taking bath meaning what? Oh, take some water bath. Our body got, what about our mind? So how to purify our mind? We cannot see. We cannot get hold of mind, right? Is there no soap to apply on the body of mind, right? So it's holy name. So by chanting kirtan, mind gets. So only when the mind becomes pure, if body is pure, mind is impure, then we are impure. You know? If mind is pure, then body is also becomes pure. So that's why this chanting. That's why even if you have 1,000 activities, you have to take bath. Taking bath means what? Chant. And then charity. If even a 100,000 work is there, activity, filled with, somebody comes for charity, please give me something, right? It's a chance to do charity. Then what? Even if you have fully 100,000 activity, you should stop and then go and give the charity. But chanting itself is charity, highest charity. And even 10 million activities, you have to give up that and then start doing chanting, it says. So the highest food is actually chanting. Highest bathing is chanting. Highest giving charity is chanting. And chanting, what is there? Is there anything equivalent to that? No. That's why chanting all the time, accomplishes everything. That's why Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Is Param is highest Right. Wins. Win. Never in any aspect of our life, no lose. So that's why even we may not have taste or anything. Check. Nothing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Rama. Hear that, Try to stop, especially early morning. Very close. Make a sankalpa. Why? I'm begging you. 1 hour. I beg you, don't disturb me. And pray to the Nam itself. Oh Lord, give me a chance to serve you, oh holy name. Oh Krishna, in the form of your name. 1 hour, please give me an opportunity to serve holy name. And beg, everybody. Our Guru Parampara. Oh, please give me strength in your association. Let me become a menial servant of you in your service. Let me engage you. Let me serve you. Let me assist you in your service to the holy name. Understand? So like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hey. So we will continue next. Ikshashtakam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Shukri.
Dandavat pranam.